A very warm welcome to all of you to BizLit Fest Hyderabad 2025, right here in the beating heart of innovation T-Hub. I am Anijit Mukherjee.
And I am Pallavi Rathod. And together, we will be your host for an afternoon packed with ideas, inspiration, and a little bit of magic.
BizLit Fest is not just an event, it's a celebration where business meets literature, where boardrooms meet bookshelves, and where power packed ideas meet powerful storytelling.
Today, you're going to hear from visionaries, founders, actors, innovators, poets, and change makers, people who have built legacies, shaped industries, and most importantly, total unforgettable stories along the way.
And here is the best part, these aren't just lectures or speeches, these are real conversations, heart to heart, from people who have been there, done that, and sometimes failed spectacularly before they succeeded brilliantly.
From poetry that celebrates our professions to green ventures that are saving our planet, from fearful women entrepreneurs to Hyderabad's own success stories, and even the journeys of IIT Madras graduates who turned into business tycoons. We have it all today.
So, whether you are here as a dreamer, a doer, a reader, a writer, or just for net worth and networking, you are in exactly the right place.
And we promise by the end of today, you'll walk out with a notebook full of ideas, a head full of inspirations, and maybe a few new friends. We are kicking things off with someone who shows us that poetry is not just about roses and sunsets. It can also capture the heart of our professions, our ambitions, and our work lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jhilam Chattaraj, an academic and poet who blends literature and life with effortless charm. Her work dives deep into culture, identity, and the beauty in everyday work. She doesn't just write poems, she makes you feel them. And don't be fooled by her scholarly titles. She has been known to slip in verses that make even the most serious professors chuckle. Yes, even academic have a sense of humor. Please welcome Dr. Jhilam Chattaraj with Nine to Thrive, Poetry on Professions.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. And okay, good afternoon, everyone. Namaskar. First of all, I would like to thank Team BizLit for inviting me and giving me the space for poetry amidst the roar of fiction, non-fiction, news cycle. And I will be sharing with you 4 poems. My session is titled Nine to Thrive, Poetry on Professions. Well, I'll be talking about my own profession as a teacher, about street hustlers, delivery boys, and ourselves as consumers of gig economy. My book, Noise Cancellation, is available for sale at the Akshara bookstore. I just learned branding is very important, so I'm using the platform. This was published in 2021. And I have another book of critical reviews on poet Shudip Sen. This is yet to be published. You can look up once it's out in late 2025. Most of the poems that I'll be reading today will be published in my upcoming poetry book, which is titled Out for Delivery. It's a book on the present digital economy and the cultural discourses that are spawned by it. And all of these poems have been published in well-known journals. You can look up online. If you Google, you'll find, or you can connect me. My first poem is titled, A Year Without Summer. Is it possible I could use the hand mic? Okay. Well, I am a teacher, and like all teachers, I yearn for summer vacations. Many students are here. I'm sure you must be too. And after the COVID, we had to work tirelessly for years. There were no vacation. And I was very, very frustrated. and this poem is a result of it. It was published by the Livewire. It's a pantome poem. The style has been taken from a Malaysian style of writing where we use repetition and rhyming. Usually, in poetry, at least today, rhyming is considered very old fashioned. But I would say if you want to write a satire, rhyming is the best way to have the effect. And this poem reiterates the idea of monotony in work. Being a teacher is, of course, glorified, great work. Oh, teacher, professor, oh, wow, wow, like, right. But on a day-to-day basis, it's pretty boring. It's a routine work. That's what the poem is about. I request you to focus on the way I have repeated the words, all right? Here we go. A year without summer. Everything I labored for left me broken. They buried sweet summer under piles of paper. Semesters roll without vacation. Broken vacation. Summer is a memory now. I type all afternoon for the semester in June. May remains a rusting plow. Memory is a pitcher full of holes. I smell salt skin at sea. Teachers rust with fatigue. Their body becomes a bowl. Our sea yearns for seagull shine on ships to fairy lands. We are a bowl of sand. We no longer know if we are fine. Ships conquer oceans after long leisure, yet our fine pleasures bring days of demotion. Leisure is old with lotus languor. Let teachers be women. Days of beauty summon a bird song to appease her anger. Teachers race like rhinos. Horns rip the air. Anger is a prayer to heal heads from Google tornadoes. Has ripped air spoken to a hot roof in the rain? Chalky heads need a vacation to clean the earth of the bent and the broken. Thank you. My next poem is inspired by my trip to Hampi, where I saw a family of selling buttermilk and lunch to everyone on the street. I don't call them street vendors, I call them street huggers. They are the ones who, enliven the streets of India. And that very sight reminded me of Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, who said, I'll use the Bengali quotes, Taka mati mati taka. Taka mati, mati taka. Money is mud, mud is money. But still, we live on with passion. So here's the next poem. Money is mud, mud is money. In a forest full of stones, an old man sells buttermilk. His wife pops chili fritters. The daughter collects cash. They have been here for 30 years. This is my country. Bit of shade under the peepal tree, bit of soil by the river, binding business for generations. Money is mud, mud is money, said Ramakrishna Paramhamsa. Those who break the earth for sharks in tanks perhaps do not know. In my ancient land, wealth is not capital. It is a ritual to seek, to provide, to subsidize. Each day, 1 million streetcars are emptied of their holding. They hustle up India. Thank you. The next poem is inspired by our daily realities. How many times in a week do you do online shopping? No, 3 or 4, great. But doesn't that make us miss those old days when we used to go with our parents for shopping, right? So this poem is a yearn for nostalgia. And, I'm a Bengali by birth, Indian by passion, and global citizen. But Bengalis, you're a Bengali, he's smiling. So Bengalis have a Durga Puja shopping, right? Which is like a big affair. It's like the IPL of Bengalis, okay? So we have to do this. So because of online shopping, I think we miss those days. And this poem is a reiteration of the nostalgia. It's titled, okay, I'll not read the title. It's at the end, so. When autumn's heat arrived on the benediction of Durga, I knew it was time for pujo, the body's liberation from Dada's hand-me-downs. Each year in clammy shops, we bargained for skirts, saris, hairbands, handkerchiefs. No malls, no commas in the skies, or storm of emoticons. Frugality was respectable. Now, in a universe of instant possibilities, closets spill, suffocate, the cloak of the earth withers away. The phone beeps. Your order will arrive today. Thank you. My last poem is on the people without whom in today's times we are practically paralyzed. The delivery boys, the delivery agents, right? And this, whenever you see a delivery agent, what comes to your mind? Is there a thought that comes to your mind? Have you ever thought of them? Very good. Rush, speed, right? They're always in a hurry, right? Time is money for them. So I wrote a poem. It's called Order Received. And it's written in the form of a blitz, B-L-I-T-Z, blitz form, where you write the poem by repeating certain words. There's a structure to it. I won't go into it. It will take the entire day. And it's written in 50 short phrases without any grammatical connection. So you have to read it at one breath, speed. And this form, I think, beautifully defines the life of a delivery boy. This is dedicated to Rizwan, a delivery boy who died in Hyderabad while he was being chased by a dog. And he fell from a third-story building. And but as poetry does, poetry never tells you, right? It's very subtle. You have to interpret the relationship between society, culture, class, and this new gig economy where we have the idea of people moving up the order of society. So I've explored that. It's titled Order Received. I'm going to read it here. Boy falls from building. Boy reaches hospital. Hospital holds a broken head. Hospital declares him dead. Dead was his mother. Dead before he quit college. College was an empty bag. College without pockets. Pockets of paper. Pockets of earpods. Earpods ride midnights. Earpods hear a soul. Soul not alone. Soul with a furry friend. Friend without a leash. Friend without a command. Command of a German shepherd. Command of confused hunger. Hunger against slowness. Hunger for control. Control on a delivery boy. Control panel out of order. Order received. Order is a box of blood. Blood betrays body. Blood breaks God. God is blood. God is power. Power of the rich. Power of puppets. Puppets dance. Puppets master hide. Hide the real joke. Hide the hills. Hills never sink. Hills ignore shanties. Shanties of the small. Shanties without sunlight. Sunlight steals insurance. Sunlight seizes joy. Joy of a balloon. Joy of 5 stars. Stars cradle a boy. Stars map a melody. Melody of friendship. Melody of a dog's master. Master begins a blurry ending. Master waits for a clear beginning, ending, beginning. Thank you. That's my set. You've been a lovely audience. Thank you. Yes.
Opening a little forum for question and answers if anyone is having.
Any questions, comments, observation, anything about maybe writing, poetry, you can ask. Yes, Deep Shikha. Yes, she is my former student. She's come all the way from London. So these are the days when I feel my role as a teacher is fulfilled.
So, hi, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I have a question because I've seen you working very hard, and I think I know you haven't got a break. I was studying that time. So, my question is because we have a pattern of living, we are so busy giving ourselves day and night. How do you find the time and the ideas to write? Because I've gone to the UK, it's been 2 years, and I struggle to write. I remember whenever I used to sit in your class, I used to write, and now I'm unable to. So, how do you find time, ma'am?
Previously, hello, am I audible? Yeah. Previously, I used to look for time. Now, time looks for me. How is, well, partly it is due to my madness. Writing is a madness, and you reach a stage, you know that you have to cut off all sorts of noise and you have to do what you are meant to do. And you will find time. Trust me. You just have to cut out the noise, for which you can read my book, Noise Cancellation. And, and for ideas, you have to read. I read a lot. I review several books. Poetry books are sent to me. And trust me, every day I have a certain amount of time. I try to wake up either early, 3:30 in the morning, if not at least by 5. And every day I give time if to poetry. Either I'm reading or I'm writing or I'm critiquing something. It's my lifestyle. So it has become so. It's like, as many poets like Arundhati Subramaniam, Shudip Sen, Ranjit Hoskote, as I've heard them say, it's like how singers do riyaz. So that's how it is. And then it's no longer about finding time because all the time, whatever you do is dedicated to your purpose, the purpose of writing and connecting to people.
You inspired me with your poems. Okay.
Thank you.
I have time, but I never written any poems so far. If I have to write my first one, how do I do it? Just tell me.
Okay.
One, two, three.
So let's say today is 2nd August and 2nd September, 1 month from now, you want to write a poem. So you must make sure at least you have read 20 books of poems. First is reading. Get an exposure. What are the trends of writing? What are the use of imagery, personification? If you don't have the tools, how will you drive your car? It's like a car you're driving, right? You have to know how it works. So first know it, then go about it. And over the years, you'll excel. Thank you.
Jhilam, I have tried to, and I think I was there at the launch of the first book
Yes,
too,
yes, Sanjay,
2021.
yes.
Wonderful. But one thing that I wanted to check with you is that poetry is the highest form of expression that any language or literature could actually achieve. And that also is subjugated to your ability to evocate emotions, assimilate as well as express. I find a little bit of moroseness and negativity in most of your poetry. Or maybe I have missed some of the ones which are more uplifting ones. Can you share any one of them that you can recall offhand where you are changing the mood into a more positive frame of mind? And again, over here, is there a direct impact of the life that we lead to the sort of poem as well as the literature that we consume?
Very deep and a lengthy question, Sanjay. So let me address the first part, as you said. Well, there's an art and craft to writing, first of all. So if you have a thought, you have to know how to mold that thought into an emotion. Let's say I'm talking about happiness, but I have to have the correct words, the image, the prosodic of, resonance to get that thought out. So that requires a craft of writing, which requires years of practice. And that you can do by reading, right? Secondly, how we can turn it into a positive thought and is it a reflection of the society? Well, I I really don't have an answer to that right now because literature imitates life and vice versa. But if I do not know which poets you're referring to, but if you're saying largely there's a negativity as you see, um, that that's how maybe poets feel, but that's not how poets are. I mean, usually when we think of a poet, we think a drug addict and sad and like beloved has left him or left her, maybe drinking glasses of wine or high like John Keats. But we are happy people writing about sad things maybe because grief is beautiful, isn't it? Sadness, nobody tells us to be sad. Everybody tells us, we're pressurized to be happy, be positive, be happy. But unless you really, really go through that burning pain, can you truly value happiness? I think poets help us do that, to embrace grief and sadness as something normal and embrace it. Give it a hug, maybe. Thank you.
Thanks, Jhilam. In fact, why I asked that specific question was because thanks to ICSE, the board, and Panorama, which is one of the books that initiated me into poetry as far as English is concerned, and of course, William Wordsworth, Blake, Keats,
Yes.
Tennyson, were imbibed completely. Alfred Noyes. So the ability to appreciate poetry in English came in quite early. And that is the reason where the appreciation of the ability of the word to express the emotion, as well as the larger story that comes inside a poetry, was ingrained quite early.
Yes.
And that again, as you said very rightly, is a part of discipline as well as being mindful of what you actually consume and read. But most of your poems, I find, have got a negative trend based on that understanding that I have developed over my 30 to 40 years of reading. So my request to you is maybe you should also look at writing some positive poetry.
Yeah, they're there, but I mean, I don't think like negative or positive. When you start writing a poem, you never know where it'll go. I don't write a poem thinking, oh, it'll be positive or negative. It's beyond my control, and that's the beauty of it, right? Unlike prose, where you know the ending, but in poetry, you don't know. It's a risk you're taking. You are risking your reputation on paper. Are you willing to do that? Yes. Any more questions? Anybody? I think someone behind you. Do we have time? I think you had a question, gentlemen. No. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You have made us see our professions in a whole new light. And honestly, if my boss ever asks me, I'm staring out of the window, I'm just going to say I'm being poetic like Dr. Jhilam
Yeah, that
taught
didn't work
us.
out.
On behalf of BizList Hyderabad, thank you for starting our festival with a mix of insight, inspiration, and a little workspace-friendly mischief. Let's hear it one more time for Dr. Jhilam. And we have something for you. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good job introducing.
Thank you.
Thank you.